If you're a billionaire, you're kind of a cunt. You are. It's not even your fault. You have an unnatural amount of money. You have no choice but to be a cunt. It's way too much. I sat down and did math for this bit, just so I could explain to you guys how much money you really have when you're a billionaire. Here's the difference between a millionaire and a billionaire. If you're a millionaire and you spend $1,000 a day, it will take you 2 years and 7 months to go broke. If you're a billionaire and you spend $1,000 a day, it will take you 2,700 years before you go broke. Holy shit, why is that even legal? You guys realize how much money that is? That means if Moses, the one from the Bible, if Moses had $2 billion and was alive today, he would still have money to spend. Not because he's a Jew, just because that's an insane amount of money for anybody to have. If you were built.
Amen. Shalom, shalom. All praise be unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushua, Bashim Kakadash. Double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Moose and well. Shalom to the elect. All right. And yeah, man. Some Jake comedian. I've never seen him before. But he made a comical but truthful good point, man. You know, you got these elites, super elites, owners of banks, owners of mega corporations, big companies, okay? Owners of media and all major big groups. Yeah? And they're worth billions, not even just a billion, multiple billions. Okay? And it's ridiculous, man. Because first of all, they're gaining that money through wickedness and lies, bloodshed, manipulation, and any form of negativity you can think of. That's how they're getting their rich and wealth, by oppressing people, right? But even after that, they're greedy. Yeah, they're greedy. A lot of people in the world are suffering, man. Yeah, these people claim to be philanthropists and humanitarians. Sorry, here's a bit of a tongue twister for me. Philanthropists and humanitarians. Yeah, but guess what? Why is there so many people still starving from world hunger? Yeah, a lot of people can't even get aid, even veterans, soldiers. Yeah, so many vulnerable people that need to be looked after. Yeah, and can you imagine that these are just? It's not like it's just one billionaire. These are there's a lot of billionaires that can come together, collaborate, and help and heal the world, but they choose not to. Okay. Now people know the basic ones, like, you know, what's his name, man? Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos, you know, to name a few. There's quite a few. Yeah, and you know, the hidden cryptic kings like the Rothschilds and so forth. Okay. But yeah, I think he went online to do the maths. I did the maths myself. I'm gonna show you it about the billionaires, man. Then I'm gonna get scriptures. So I typed it in. I basically wrote how long would it take for a billionaire if he spent 1,000 a day, you know, for him to deplete his money. And it says it would take 1 million days, okay, to spend $1 billion at a rate of $1,000 per day. So you know how much $1,000 a day is? That's, you know, times what? 365,000. That's a incredible salary right there. Okay, I believe like the average salary, even in the UK, 40 to 50k, I believe. But anyways, if I'm saying it right, I believe I'm saying it right. But anyways, it would take 1 million days to spend $1 billion at a rate of 1,000 per day. People out here are getting 1,000 a month, just about scraping. Yeah, 1,000 to 2 grand a month. It's hell out here. Imagine 1,000 a day. Okay. Okay, but it says this is equivalent to approximately 2,739.73 years. Yeah. So imagine, let's imagine the Lord allowed you to live, for let's say 3,000 years. You're going to be going back to empires, man, and still got money. Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? You see, and that in itself shows you how greedy Esau is, man. Okay. Anyways, this is Proverbs 29. Start from verse 2 and jump around. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. Okay? When the right people under Yahweh Shemashai, which are the Israelites, starting with the elect, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, Hispanics. When the true people in God are in authority and rulership, the people are going to be in a state of peace and harmony and rejoicing, man. Why? Because we're going to rule in righteousness. We're going to establish the laws of the Most High, as is written in Isaiah chapter 2. There's so many, there's all the laws are brilliant and perfect. Yeah. From the age of 12, when you start working, yeah, up until you're 19 to 20, you're fully established. Okay? Out here in this wicked world, you're supposedly supposed to enjoy your life during the pension age where you're about to drop dead. But in the scriptures, you're supposed to be established before you even hit 20. When you're young and strong, entering your prime, yeah, and you can establish yourself, make multiple businesses, help others as well as yourself. So which one would you choose? Would you choose to hopefully become, well established or decent by the time you're 50, 50 plus? Now your bones are aching, you can barely walk. Yeah. Or set yourself up by the time you're 19, 20. I think that's a no-brainer for everyone. You see? But people hate in the Bible and they don't even realize the law, the greatness of the laws that are in there. Yeah, and it's for our benefit, the earth's benefit, the people's benefit. Yeah, more specifically the Israelites' benefit. Because that's who the laws, statutes, and commandments are for. Anyways, but when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. Yeah. So who's the wicked, man? Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. Yeah, he's ruling in wickedness, he's ruling in greed, he's ruling in bloodthirst, he's ruling in lies and confusion and oppression. That's why, as the saying goes, the rich get rich and the poor gets poorer. But that shouldn't be the case. In the scriptures, we had welfare systems. Yeah. In the scriptures, the Levites didn't have their own land, which was set up by the Lord. But guess what? As they were scattered amongst all the other tribes' lands, they were well looked after, man. No? The tithes and offerings. Okay? Those people that were vulnerable or less fortunate, like widows, fatherless, people that had injuries or facing poverty were looked after, man. Okay? Hey, if you had a vineyard, a garden full of fruits, people that are coming by, they're allowed to take some for free. Okay? But anyways, let me jump to verse 7. And it says, the righteous considereth the cause of the poor. You see, that's what a righteous, good ruling, good-hearted soul, which is the Israelites, starting with the elect, you know, and the Lord Yahushua obviously ultimately considereth the cause of the poor. Yeah, but these wicked kings of the earth, they don't care. They're squeezing the life out of the people. Yeah. But the wicked regardeth not to know it. See, the wicked don't give a damn. They want to be rich, stay rich, while people are facing doom. That's heartless. Mm. Proverbs 1, verse 19, straight to the point. It says, so are the ways of every one that is greedy of gain, which taketh away the life of the owners thereof. Yeah. Esau is so greedy of gain, and can never be satisfied. Yeah, and takes people's lives. He ruins people's lives. Mentally, spiritually, physically, financially, every form he destroys, man. Okay? That's Esau's spirit. If I remember. This is Deuteronomy 17 and 14. It says, when thou art come unto the Lord, when thou art come unto the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee, and shall possess it, and shall dwell therein, and shall say, I will set a king over me, like as all the nations that are about me. And so this is basically like the law of the king. When you elect a king out of your own nation in the land that you possess. Verse 15, thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, whom the Lord thy God shall choose. So first of all, it has to be anointed from the Lord. Yeah, one from among thy brethren that shall set king over thee. So he has to be a brethren. He has to be of the same race. He has to be an Israelite. You see, we got a lot of Jakes out here voting for these presidents and prime ministers and these kings, and showing respect to these heathens, man. Okay. Hold on one sec. Sorry about that. Yeah, back to it. Yeah. So, and from among thy brethren shall thou set king over thee. Yeah, so he has to be of the same race. Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee, which is not thy brother. So you see, so a heathen cannot be a leader, a king over us. Okay, this is the laws, man. Verse 16. So you shouldn't be going out there voting in Esau's kingdom, man. But he shall not multiply horses to himself. Yeah, key word is to himself, which is referring to greed. Yeah, obviously kings had great amounts of things. Of course, you're a king. You're rich. Wisdom and rich and wealth is typically in the king's. Comes with the territories on their side. However, you can't just keep everything to yourselves. Yeah, there's still got to be some form of balance. Okay, you got to help regulate things. You got to help spread things. You got to make sure people are looked after. A king is actually a service. It's like the word prime minister, right? Prime minister comes from two words. Prime means first or early or foremost, and minister means to serve. Yeah, so you're called to serve first, and serve who first? The public, the people, your nation, your countrymen. You see. Anyways, But he shall not multiply horses to himself, greed, nor cause the people to return to Egypt, to the end that he should multiply horses. You see? So you see? So in other words, don't be so greedy that it causes a reaction of oppression, and your people start to face financial difficulty, that they now want to go back to another nation, another country, or go back to slavery. You see? It's showing you greed is not good. Let me read that again, verse 16. But he shall not multiply horses to himself, nor cause the people to return to Egypt, to the end that he should multiply horses. See? Okay? Okay. For as much as the Lord hath said unto you, ye shall henceforth return no more that way. Neither shall he multiply wives to himself. May his heart turn not away, neither shall he greatly multiply to himself silver and gold, money. Okay? Yeah, imagine that you're taking all the women. Yeah? You're messing up the population, man. Well, for other men. Other men need to breed up and have seed and have their families. Okay? You got to do things in proportion, in order. And it says, verse 17, neither shall he, verse 18, and it shall be when he sitteth upon the throne of his kingdom, that he shall write him a copy of this law in a book out of that which is before the priests, the Levites. So it's a law, you see. This is the law of a king, how to operate as a leader. So do you think these people that are leaders in this world operate like this? Yeah? You can't even own homes out here. You can't even own lands. Yeah? There's too much restriction. You see? And what proves it is what Klaus Schwab said, to prove that these elites, rich, wealthy elites, are evil and greedy. What did he say? You will own nothing and be happy. Yeah? Which really is, you own nothing and be miserable. Yeah? Which is that in itself is a wicked and selfish statement, and that shows you their motto, man, their plan, their end goal. Yeah, which that leads into the MOTB, the physical implant that they want to put in people, so they can completely have control and completely have ownership over you, your mind and your soul, and your money, which would be completely credit digital based. Okay, and if you disagree, as Nick Rockefeller says, if you're against the system, if you're not compliant, they'll just shut it off, and now you're just a nobody, or you're X'd out or unalived, if you know what I mean. Verse 19, and it should be, I read that, yeah. Verse 20, but his heart be not lifted up above his brethren. You see, what's that? Stunting, that spirit of stunting. What did Kanye West say, man, in his song When It All Falls Down, which is a beautiful, amazing song when you listen to the lyrics. It's deep. I just listened to it today when he was doing like a cappella version. When he did a slow version of that song, and that song is deep, man. Kanye West, When It All Falls Down. It just basically it's a Deuteronomy 28 curses, basically, in modern times. Yeah, but his heart be not lifted up above his brethren. What did he say in his lyrics? Something about like a Jake spending $400 on this, like a Gucci belt or something like that, just to say to another nigga, you ain't up on this. Roughly around those lines. But that's that stunting spirit. Yeah? Greed and stunting. Instead of being helpful and say, look, let me teach you, brother, how to make yourself self-sufficient. People rather be greedy, rude, arrogant, and stunt. And Esau's the ultimate greedy person, man. He's the colonizer, right? and that he turn not aside from the commandment, to the right hand or to the left, to the end that he may prolong his days in his kingdom, he and his children in the midst of Israel. You see? So that the Lord, this is to your benefit when you stick to the law, statutes, commandments, and trust in Yahweh Shemashai with, with faith. The Lord actually wants you to live. He wants us to live long, and our children's children to be blessed, the family to be blessed, and the kingdom, the society, the neighborhood, everyone around that is our brethren to be blessed and good. Is that not a good thing? Of course it's good. But guess what? How does Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, operate? Start with these elites. Greed and deceit, man. And confusion and bloodshed. Okay? He's squeezing the life out of people. Watch them YouTube channels like Britpoint. People in America suffering financially. Why? Because they're people in top. Yeah? They're reaping all the benefits. And they're still getting richer. They're not suffering. But it's the people that are low, like us, are the ones that are suffering, man. Because it's all agenda to bring the economic collapse, where people go crazy and haywire, and then the elites are going to be justified in slamming people into cages, bringing out those draconian laws, taking your rights and privacy, and putting that implant device in you in Revelation 13:16. Yeah, that's the end goal. The Hegelian dialect that the elder apostles have been going into, the PRS, problem reaction solution, the pressure from above, pressure from below, the two walls from either side crushing in, breaking you down so you can beg for help. And most people here, they don't trust in Yahweh Shemashai. They don't care about the Most High God. A lot of people are just atheists with all these wicked indoctrination, feminism, LGB, freakism, science and technologies that has just taken over their mind, and all their wicked philosophies and theories. So, yeah, the world out here is done, man. And the Lord's only concerned about the elect of Israel because they fear the Lord. They're going to repent and they're going to do the Lord's work, man, until the end. But anyways, with that, all praise be to Yahweh, Hashem Yahushua, B'Shem Kakadash. The one is the elders, apostle, great most. Shalom, shalom.